The twin suns of the colony world Vetra 9 burned soft orange light across the dusty plains. The human settlement sat small and quiet against the massive alien city that shimmered in the distance, a world not made for humans, but one they had learned to survive on. 8-year-old Eli Turner sat outside his family's metal home, his knees dirty, his hands busy with a small wooden toy soldier. It was his favorite thing in the universe. His father had carved it for him before they left Earth, a reminder that bravery wasn't about being big, but about being kind. The wind blew gently, carrying the faint humming sound of alien towers and machines. Vetra 9 wasn't silent, just strange, always humming, always alive. Humans were few here, barely 100 among thousands of tall, scaled aliens known as the Dran-Kai. Eli's mother often told him, "Don't wander near the alien square. Eli, they don't like us much." But curiosity was something stronger than fear. That morning, while his parents argued about water rations, Eli slipped away. He walked down the narrow path between metal walls, his small boots kicking dust, the wooden toy soldier clutched tight in his palm. The smell of alien food, sharp, metallic, drifted through the air. He turned a corner and stopped. In the middle of the open alien square sat a child, smaller than most aliens, maybe his age. Her skin shimmered pale blue under the light and her silver hair fell over her face. She sat alone on the edge of a fountain, staring down at the cracked stone tiles. Eli watched her for a moment. Other alien children played far away, throwing glowing orbs, laughing in strange voices. But no one came near her. Something about her loneliness hit him deep. He walked closer slowly. The alien child looked up. Her eyes were large and almost glowing, but full of sadness and surprise. She flinched back slightly as if expecting him to mock or hit her. Eli smiled shyly. "Hi," he said, his voice soft. "I'm Eli," she blinked. Her thin fingers gripped the edge of the fountain. She didn't answer. Eli reached into his pocket and pulled out his toy soldier. It was scratched and old, but it was special. He held it out with a grin. "Here, it's a gift." "He's a brave soldier. Keeps you safe." The alien girl tilted her head, confused. Around them, several adult aliens stopped walking. Their eyes widened. They began whispering to each other in their strange, echoing language. Eli didn't understand what the fuss was about. He just kept holding out the toy. The girl looked at the soldier, then at Eli's face. Her lips trembled. "No, why?" She asked softly, her voice almost like wind. "Because you look sad," Eli said simply. "My mom says toys make sad days less heavy." Her hands trembled as she took the toy from him. The moment her fingers touched the wood, a faint golden light rippled through the air. The crowd gasped. Eli blinked. "Whoa, what's that?" The girl's eyes widened. The light faded quickly, but whispers spread fast through the square. Some aliens bowed their heads. Others backed away in fear. One of them muttered something that sounded like, "The ancient mark awakened." Eli didn't know what it meant. He just smiled and said, "Now it's yours." He turned to leave, waving goodbye. The alien girl stared at the toy in her hand, her eyes shining with tears. No one had ever spoken to her kindly before, not since her mother had been taken away. Eli ran back home, still smiling, not knowing the storm he had just unleashed. That night, the winds changed. From the high alien towers came low rhythmic pulses like drums in the sky. The alien city lights flickered. Patterns of blue fire spread across rooftops. Even from his window, Eli could see strange beams of light forming symbols in the clouds. His father frowned. "It's some alien ceremony. Probably not our business," but Eli couldn't sleep. He kept thinking of the sad girl and how she had smiled, just a little, when he gave her the toy. He looked out again. The night air shimmered, and in the far distance something enormous moved. A fleet of shapes descending through the atmosphere, silent and steady. By morning, the colony woke to silence. No market noise. No alien chatter, just the wind and the low hum of engines. Eli stepped outside, still rubbing his eyes, and froze. The entire outer ring of the settlement was surrounded. Hundreds, maybe 500, tall alien warriors stood in formation, their armor black and silver, their weapons glowing with faint blue energy. Their faces were hidden behind masks carved with old clan symbols. The air shimmered with heat and tension. Even the ground seemed to hum under their presence. Eli's father ran out. "What in God's name?" A deep voice thundered across the field. "Bring forth the human child who made the offering." Every alien nearby turned to look at Eli, his heart pounded. He didn't understand. An elder alien stepped forward, tall, robes flowing, eyes full of fire and awe. "Human boy," he said slowly, his voice shaking. "Where did you get that symbol?" Eli stammered. "What symbol?" The elder pointed to the small burn mark glowing faintly on Eli's palm, a pattern that looked like intertwined circles. It must have appeared when he handed over the toy. I don't know," Eli whispered. A warrior nearly 3 meters tall dropped to one knee before him. His heavy armor creaked. He lowered his head and said in a voice like thunder softened by respect, "The bond has been made. The child of honor has returned." Gasps spread through the crowd. The aliens began chanting softly, a deep humming rhythm that shook the air. Eli's parents rushed forward, terrified. "He's just a boy," his mother cried. But the warriors did not move. The alien elder bowed deeply to Eli and said, "You gave the heir of our people the gift of honor. You have awakened the ancient pact between our bloodlines. By your kindness, you have summoned 500 Drankai guardians. We are bound to your protection, until death or peace eternal." Eli stared up at him, lost, scared, confused, holding tightly to his mother's hand. I only gave her a toy," he said softly. The elder's eyes glowed faint blue. "And that is why you are worthy." That evening, as the sun set behind the alien towers, the colony looked like a scene from an old legend. Rows of alien warriors stood guard around the human homes, unmoving, like statues made of living metal. The air pulsed with an ancient promise, a bond of 2 worlds. Inside his home, Eli sat near the window, watching their shadows. He felt small, lost, and a little afraid. But somewhere deep down, something warm stirred in his heart. He didn't know it yet, but with one act of simple kindness, offering a toy, he had changed the destiny of 2 species forever. And far away, in the alien city, the lonely blue-skinned girl clutched the wooden soldier close to her chest and whispered, "Thank you, human." The stars outside burned a little brighter that night. The next morning came quietly. The twin suns of Vetra 9 rose above the sharp alien towers, painting the sky gold and violet. The air felt strange, too still, too heavy. Eli woke up and found 5 alien warriors standing outside his home. They didn't move. They didn't speak. They stood tall, glowing eyes fixed toward the horizon. His parents whispered nervously behind closed curtains. "Why are they here?" his mother asked. His father shook his head. "They said they're protecting him. But from what?" When Eli stepped outside, the aliens bowed their heads slightly. The biggest one, wearing dark silver armor, turned his glowing eyes to him and said, "We await your command, young one." Eli blinked. "My what?" The warrior didn't answer. He just stood still again like a statue. Other humans in the colony were afraid. They stayed inside, watching through cracks in doors. Rumors spread fast. Some said the aliens were preparing for war. Others said they were here to claim the human boy. By midday, a group of alien elders arrived in a slow-humming vehicle that floated just above the ground. Their robes shimmered with old patterns. They carried staff-like objects that pulsed with light. The lead elder stepped forward. His face was lined with time and wisdom. "The child of honor," he said softly, bowing before Eli. "You have awakened something older than any of us." Eli's father moved quickly between them. "You stay away from my son. He's just a boy. He didn't do anything wrong." The elder shook his head. "He did nothing wrong. He did everything right." He turned to Eli. "Do you remember the one you gave your toy to?" Eli nodded. The girl, Laura, she was alone. At that name, every alien bowed their head. A low, deep hum filled the air. Even the warriors dropped to one knee. The elder spoke again, his voice trembling. "That child is Laura Drankai, the last princess of our lost clans. Her bloodline was hidden for many generations. Only those who carried the symbol of peace could find her. You gave her that symbol," Eli frowned. "But it was just a toy." The elder smiled sadly. "Not anymore. The wooden soldier you gave her carried an ancient code, one used by your ancestors during the First Alliance. It was the symbol of a promise, a bond between humans and our kind." Eli's father looked confused. "What promise?" The elder's eyes grew distant. Long ago, when our worlds were at war, a human captain saved our people. He gave us a gift, his child's toy, carved with that same mark. He said it meant friendship. We took it as a vow. If ever the sign returns, he said, our children will stand together again. He looked at Eli. That day has come. Eli didn't know what to feel. He had only wanted to make someone smile. Now soldiers guarded him, elders bowed to him, and everyone whispered his name like it was sacred. He glanced at his palm again. The faint golden symbol was still there, softly glowing beneath his skin. He rubbed it, hoping it would fade, but it didn't. When night came, the warriors stayed outside, forming a circle around the human homes. Blue flames burned in the air, alien lights meant for protection. Inside, Eli sat near the window while his mother held him close. You didn't do anything wrong, she said, her voice shaking. I know, Eli whispered, but why do they keep calling me chosen? His father walked in, looking tired. The alien said the High Council wants to meet you tomorrow. In their capital city. Eli's eyes widened. Why, they said. They want to perform a ceremony. Something about confirming the bond. His mother stood up. No, he's just a child. He's not going anywhere. Outside, thunder rolled across the alien sky. The blue lights flickered. A strange hum echoed from far above, like ships moving in orbit. The next day, the alien convoy came. Hundreds of warriors marched through the colony streets, their metallic boots shaking the ground. In the center of the formation rode Lura. Her eyes were brighter now, her face calm but serious. She stepped down and walked toward Eli. Her small hands trembled as she looked at him. You came back, she said softly. Eli nodded. You okay? Lura smiled. You gave me more than a toy. You gave me hope. The elders surrounded them, forming a circle. The children of both worlds shall meet before the great temple, one said. Eli looked at his parents. His father's jaw was tight, his mother's eyes full of tears. We'll be right here, she whispered. The aliens lifted their staffs and bright symbols appeared in the air. The ground beneath Eli's feet glowed and the dust rose in spirals of light. He felt something pulling inside him, not painful, but strange, like a heartbeat from another world. Suddenly, flashes of images filled his mind. Humans and aliens standing together. Old battles. A captain raising a wooden soldier before an army. He could almost hear voices saying, one act of kindness binds forever. Eli gasped and fell to his knees. The light faded. The elder stepped forward. The bond recognizes him, he said with awe. The ancient link has chosen. The crowd of aliens cheered, a sound deep and powerful like thunder. Lura helped Eli stand. You saw them, didn't you? She whispered. Eli nodded slowly. The man. The captain. He gave you the first toy. Yes, Lura said. He was your ancestor. When they returned to the colony, the humans were surrounded by even more alien soldiers. The alien High Council had already declared a decision. Eli and Lura must travel to the capital city of Drankai Prime. They said the prophecy was clear. The new bond would bring peace or destroy both races if broken. Eli's parents refused. He's not leaving this planet, his father said. He's a human child, not part of your legends. The elder looked at him sadly. It is not legend. The ancient vow is real, and if we ignore it, the stars themselves will burn with war again. The warriors shifted uneasily. In the distance, thunder roared again, but this time it wasn't from clouds. From the upper sky, several massive alien ships entered the atmosphere, their engines glowing red. They weren't Drankai ships, the elder's eyes went cold. The Koresh have heard the signal. They come to claim the air. Everyone froze. Eli clutched his mother's hand. Who are they? The elder turned slowly toward the sky. The ones who destroyed her family. Lura's face went pale. Her eyes filled with tears. They can't take me again. The alien warriors tightened their formation around the colony. Their captain shouted, Form the shield wall. Protect the boy in the air. Blue energy shields burst into life, covering the settlement like a dome. Explosions lit the sky as the red ships descended. Eli's father held him tight. What have you gotten us into, son? Eli trembled. I didn't mean to. I just gave her my toy. Outside, the alien soldiers prepared for war. The air turned electric. The elder placed a glowing stone in Eli's hand. Then you must finish what he started. Only kindness can end what hatred began. Eli stared at the stone. It glowed with the same mark as his palm. Above them, the alien ships broke through the clouds, huge, black, and full of fire. The ground shook with the sound of engines and weapons charging. The elder raised his staff and shouted to his warriors, "For the bond! For the promise of two worlds!" The soldiers roared in answer, their voices echoing across the valley. Eli looked at Lura. She nodded, tears running down her blue cheeks. "Whatever happens, you're not alone anymore." And as the sky burned with red light, Eli realized the truth. He wasn't just a human child anymore. He was the bridge between two species, the spark of an old promise that refused to die. The wind howled. The first explosion hit, and the war of the forgotten bond had begun. The night sky of Vetra 9 burned red. Huge alien warships filled the air, their engines screaming through the clouds. Blue lightning cracked as energy shields collided. The peaceful colony had become a battlefield. Inside the protective dome, Eli stood trembling beside Lura, clutching the glowing stone the elder had given him. The mark on his palm burned softly, pulsing with the same light. He could hear the thunder of weapons outside, and the ground shook beneath his small feet. The alien warriors of the Dran-Kai stood in perfect formation, their silver armor reflecting firelight. They moved like living machines, disciplined, powerful, fearless. But against the incoming Koresh fleet, even 500 seemed too few. Lura turned to Eli. Her eyes glowed faintly, her voice soft but steady. "They will come for me. They always do. But this time, I'm not afraid." Eli swallowed hard. "Why are they after you?" "They think the blood of the last clan can give them control," she whispered. "They want to end what little peace remains." Eli looked at the glowing stone in his hand. "Then what can I do?" Lura smiled sadly. "You've already done it. You made them remember the bond." Outside, explosions shattered the ground. The first Koresh ship broke through the Dran-Kai shields and dropped black soldiers with glowing red armor. They moved fast, spreading through the colony streets. The Dran-Kai warriors charged to meet them, energy blades clashing, sparks flying in the dark. The air filled with thunder and screams. Inside the human home, Eli's father loaded an old plasma rifle. "If they cross this line, I'll—" The elder raised a hand. "No, human. Your fight is not with them. The boy must be protected." Eli's mother pulled him close. "Eli, listen to me. No matter what happens, stay with her. Don't let them take her." Eli nodded, his voice trembling. "I won't." Moments later, the roof shook. A blast ripped open the sidewall, throwing debris everywhere. Smoke filled the air. A huge Koresh warrior stepped through the dust, taller than any Dran-Kai, his armor blood red, his face hidden behind black glass. He spoke in a deep, echoing growl. "The air of the Dran-Kai belongs to us." Eli's father fired his rifle, blue energy bursting against the warrior's armor. It barely left a mark. The Koresh turned his head slowly and struck him with one swing, sending him crashing against the wall. Eli screamed. His mother ran to his father, crying. The Koresh soldier reached for Lura, and then something happened. Eli lifted the glowing stone. The mark on his palm flared bright gold. The light shot out like fire, hitting the Koresh in the chest. The armor cracked, glowing lines spreading like lightning across it. The alien roared and fell back. Everyone froze. Even the warriors outside stopped for a moment, sensing the energy. The elder's voice trembled. "The ancient energy. It lives again." Lura's eyes widened. "Eli, you called the bond." Outside, the battle shifted. The Dran-Kai warriors began to glow faint blue, their armor feeding off the same light. They fought harder, faster, their movements powered by something unseen. In the sky, the Koresh fleet fired massive plasma beams, but the energy curved around the colony, forming a shield of gold light that no one could explain. Inside the dome, Eli and Lura stood in the middle of the chaos. The elder approached, bowing deeply. "You two are one now, human heart and Dran-Kai blood. The bond is complete." Eli looked scared. "But I don't know what to do." The elder smiled faintly. "You don't need to fight. You just need to believe. The bond feeds on kindness, not hate." Another explosion rocked the colony. The Koresh leader himself descended from the largest ship. His armor gleamed like liquid fire. His voice echoed through every mind on the ground. "Enough! The bond dies tonight." He raised his hand and a storm of red energy formed above the colony. The golden shield began to shake, pieces breaking apart. Eli fell to his knees, clutching the glowing stone. It flickered weakly. "I can't hold it," he cried. Lura grabbed his hand. "You don't have to. We hold it together." Their hands touched. The symbols on their skin merged, shining like a sun. A deep hum filled the air, and the golden shield surged back to life, brighter, stronger, spreading out in all directions. The light grew so intense that even the Koresh soldiers stopped fighting, their weapons dropping as they shielded their eyes. In that blinding moment, a vision appeared in the sky, a projection of memory. It showed humans and Drankai standing side by side in old times, a human captain raising a wooden soldier and saying, "Let kindness be our weapon." The light expanded again, sweeping across the battlefield like a wave. When the brightness faded, silence followed. The Koresh soldiers were gone, vanished, or retreated. Their ships drifted, powerless, then exploded one by one in the sky. The Drankai warriors knelt. The elder fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. The bond is renewed. The promise of two worlds lives again. Eli stood shakily, his hand still glowing. The wooden toy soldier, which Lura had kept close, floated between them, shining like it was alive. It spun slowly, then dissolved into soft golden dust that drifted into the air. The dust spread across the sky like fireflies, forming a great ring of light visible even from orbit. The next day, the suns rose over a world reborn. The alien warriors stood watch around the colony, but there was no more fear, only calm. The air felt lighter, warmer. Lura sat beside Eli under the same fountain where they had first met. She held his hand gently. "You changed everything," she whispered. Eli shook his head. "No, we both did." Nearby, the elder watched them, smiling softly. "Do you know what the word Drankai means, young one?" he asked. Eli looked up. "No. It means guardians of the promise." Lura squeezed Eli's hand. "And now so are you." Weeks passed. The humans and Drankai began working together, rebuilding the damaged colony. The aliens built new shelters for humans, and the humans shared their tools and medicine. For the first time in generations, both races lived side by side in peace. Sometimes, when the wind blew across the plains, the glowing mark on Eli's palm would shine faintly again. It never hurt. It only reminded him of the day everything changed. One evening, a great ship descended from orbit. It was not Koresh, it was a Drankai royal vessel, covered in silver and gold patterns. From it stepped the High General, a massive alien with scars across his face and a voice like thunder. He knelt before Eli and Lura. "By ancient law," he said, "the bond between our people has been restored. I pledge my life and my army to its protection." Behind him, thousands of Drankai soldiers knelt. "For the bond," they shouted. "For the promise." Eli looked up at the sky, filled with ships forming a circle of light, a halo around the planet. He felt something deep in his chest, a mix of pride, peace, and wonder. He was no longer just a boy who offered a toy. He was the bridge of two worlds. That night, Eli stood outside his home, looking at the stars. His father was recovering, his mother smiling again. The air smelled of new life. Lura walked up beside him. "Do you miss Earth?" she asked softly. Eli smiled. "Not really. I think this is home now." She looked up at the glowing halo in the sky. "Then this home will always protect you." Eli turned to her, smiling faintly. "No, we'll protect it together." The two children stood hand in hand under the twin suns, their shadows merging in the golden light. Above them, the halo of ships shimmered like a crown, and a soft voice carried through the wind. "Kindness is strength. Peace is the legacy of the brave." And so, on that distant world, a human child's simple act of giving a toy became the spark that united galaxies. The bond of two worlds would be remembered forever.